Today marks 399 days short lessons I learn and continue to learn with you. My hope these insights will inspire you, support your dreams, help achieve your goals, and really empower you to become the person that you want to become. Today I speak about two words, two powerful words, but one is right, another one is not. And to be honest, majority of my life I used to think that both two those words are amazing. And I used to think that stubbornness is a great thing. But I learned that determined is a great thing. Stubbornness is a wrong thing. So determined is a right thing, the stubbornness is the wrong thing. So when we want to pursue something right, we need to be not stubborn, we need to be determined. They're very, very similar, but stubbornness brings flavor that is not beneficial for us. Today we'll share like what do we need to do? Like why is so important to really become determined, not stubborn? Because majority of my life I was stubborn. I had a lot of determined things in my life, but at the same time, I was determined and stubborn at the same time. I think sometimes people just stubborn, they are not determined at all, but sometimes we're able to be determined plus stubborn. And when I think that when we are determined plus stubborn, it's much easier because now you just need to remove that stubbornness and really just keep yourself determined. Because determination is something that allows us to really keep being consistent, persistent, do the right thing no matter how you feel. Because determination allows us to be consistent, allows us to truly do the right thing no matter how we feel. This is such a powerful lesson because determination is something that when we make decision that we'll do something, we're able to do what what we said we'll do. And determination is one of the key aspects of that. And today we'll share really how to really at the end I will share like what we're able to do to really understand if we are moving from stubbornness or from determination. But first I will really share multiple areas of our life where really is impacting how the stubbornness or determination impacts our life in one way or another. So career and ambition. First thing is of course it'll be very easy to look into determination, look into okay, what we want to achieve, what is our ambition. And I think that one thing is that really one of the biggest difference between stubbornness and determination is that determination really able to look, have the clarity of their goal, and really they able to adjust, pivot, and be very adaptable, flexible, just to make sure that they're able to achieve their goal. While stubbornness what it leads, they have exactly the same in exactly same vision as the determined person, but they are very stubborn about the path how they will get there. So determination is allowing to be flexible, adjustable, making sure that you're able to be like water, you're able to really find a way how to get to the final destination. But stubbornness is insisting not just about the vision, but they're insisting on their path, how to get there. I think that's again um where stubbornness is a wrong thing because they refuse to change, a pivot, and really to get to that final destination. The determination adapts, stubbornness insists. Second thing that we'll look into relationships. Relations, because again, determination and stubbornness are totally different things in relations. So determined person is really working to make this relationship work. That is a priority. Highest priority is making sure that this relationship work. What stubborn person focuses on is to make sure that is seen right. So it's insists on being right in arguments. And again, so that means that stubborn is really making sure that it's winning every single battle. But when you really do that, what happens when you really pursue in a relationship where there is give and take? When you want to win every single battle, you want to be right. What happens? Of course, it's easy to understand it. The war might be lost, even though that you win so many battles. Those hidden shadow battles are lost, and again, that's the leads to losing the war all itself. It is not a war; it's supposed to be collaboration, and that means that that determined person is making sure that the relationship works. So sometimes really making sure, that even though that you are right, but giving that win to other person, but knowing that you keep relationship, I think that's such a much more powerful thing. So key difference is that determination respects the goal of harmony. of relationship and priority. They keep priorities in priority. The priority is keeping this relationship alive and thrive, while stubborn is respects the ego, that wants to be right, and that's a huge difference. Number three is personal growth and self improvement. So one thing that's determined person is they are very aware about themselves. They are aware about their weaknesses. They are aware about their strengths, and they're able to be honest about their weaknesses, not bring maybe even blame or excuses, but they're able to really say, "That's exactly who I am right now. This is what I'm able to do right now," and they're able to be open with that. That's why they are most like have more mentors because they openly share their vulnerabilities. While stubborn person cling to their habits, beliefs, and refuse admit their flaws. Again, this is a sign of stubbornness, refusing to admit your flaws. And I think that when we are not admitting your flaws, what it is that it means we're refusing constructive feedback. And I guess we know that feedback, constructive feedback from a reliable, credible person is one of the best shortcuts in life. So many successful people who really achieve a massive success in a very short period of time is because they had a mentor, feedback, constructive feedback towards their goal. Stubborn person is very hard for them to really include that in their life, while determined person is determined to achieve that no matter what. And I think that is a difference because determination seeks evolution, while stubbornness seeks validation. That's a massive, massive difference. Determination seeks evolution, while stubbornness seeks validation. Number four, thing that we're able to really look at is health and fitness. That means that determined person is committing to healthy lifestyle, but adjust the plan if necessary. Because when you think about health, it's a beautiful thing and at the same time not such a beautiful thing because every single person is different. How we consume our nutrients in our body is so different, and our wiring is so different. So one advice could work on one person, and the same advice for the other person could be totally devastating. So knowing that, that means that we need to be determined to understand, to find the best way forward, rather than being saying that push through and saying this is exactly what I need to do. I saw this successful person, this, that, and I need to do that, and that only one thing, and get insisted on one way of doing things, and of course that potentially could lead no success whatsoever. So it means it might be lucky if it is actually works, but being able to be open and commit to the best help possible rather than the way of doing things. I think that's again the most important thing. The next one that I think that is very important is finance. Number five is finance and money management. I think that the determined person is sticking to routines, financial goals, so saving, investing, just make sure that they know exactly what kind of patterns do they need to do. While stubborn refuses to change their habits and to say, I will make things work. The determined person will make works for sure because they're able to adjust, pivot. But stubbornness potentially leads to disappointments, leads to bankruptcies, leads to a lot of different things. I think determination leads to adjustments. Determination leads to resourcefulness. Determination leads to defining the way. Stubbornness sometimes clinging to all things too long until sometimes there's nothing to change anymore. It's just going downhill afterwards. Because sometimes it's just stubbornness, it just prove that it will work. And I think that's the determined person really wants to really make sure that they win financially as well. Number six is skill development. So determined is wants to master the skill, but one thing is that they are open to different methods. They're open to different methods. So books, mentors, and they're looking to get how we could really improve that. While stubborn person insists on learning the one way, and I think this is again very similar to personal growth, but again, this is a skill development where we look at how we're able to develop this skill, and maybe there is other skills development ways, and we need to be open to that. I think it's very, very powerful. Mental and emotional well-being, next one. I think that's that determined person is working on their self-awareness. They are able to do the things that sometimes they feel that maybe awkward, maybe that's waste of time, because they're open to try. Because mental and emotional well-being is being able to be present, being able to be still, being able to reflect. And somebody's like, oh, like motivate meditation is not for me. Oh, journal is not for me. I think that again shows stubbornness of your own way of thinking. I'm guilty of that as well. So that I was, for majority of my life, determined plus stubborn. So I need to learn how to remove stubbornness from my life and keep determination in my life so I could achieve my goal. Because stubborn is resist change, including the change that could be massively beneficial for you. Even like those kind of small routines like journaling or meditation. There's so many examples, but it's just small examples that people say like, this is not maybe. Or one thing that is, oh, like all personal growth books sharing the same thing. I always say that if personal growth books sharing the same thing, what it means is that you're not growing. You're not growing. You're stubborn. That means you're stuck in the same place, because one thing that the most people think that the same book that you read after 5 years, you read one time, you read second time, your lessons that you learn from that book most likely will be totally different. Of course, if that book is great, if that book was written by a credible person who shared their life lessons in that book, that means that there's so many nuggets that you're able to get from the same book. And I think that's determined to find good something after the book, to learn to improve that $1 million idea. And someone said, like, oh, there's nothing in that book anyway. Next one is community or social impact. I think that the determined person is really pursuing volunteering, activism, adding value, while stubborn people insisting doing adding value to people their own way. And that's what they learn as well. When you're a true leader, you need to really find where people are and go where they are and add value where they are, rather than being saying sitting on the top and I will wait when they will come to me and I will add value if they will come, otherwise I will not. And that shows stubbornness, inflexibility. Because if you actually leader, you're supposed to understand that you need to walk first, you need to initiate. Leaders initiate, not waiting until other people initiate and do the other things. So we need to really be adaptable and make sure that we make an impact by stepping up. I think that's again stepping up. Sometimes is stepping down and being able to give our hand to other people. I think the last thing that I want to mention is daily habits and productivity. And I think that determined person really creates routines that support your goals. They know their goals and they create it. While stubborn people sometimes cling to routines that they believe is supposed to work, but don't know if it actually works. Because I think that we need to have clarity. And sometimes we have clarity, but we believe and hope that it will still work. And being able to really say that I need to really find out. I need to really find people, credible people who can really share and their ideas about what I'm doing and the way how I'm doing. Maybe I'm able to improve so I could become better. And really do some routines, habits based on clarity, not on stubbornness. Because certainty and clarity is totally different things. Certainty, something that doesn't have clarity at all. Certainty says like, oh, that's what I will do. This is you are potentially certain that you will do this way. But we're about clarity. You have no idea what that will lead to. That's why the towards the clarity and certainty is again two different sides. Determined person has clarity. Stubborn person has certainty. Sometimes people say certainty as a good thing, but I think that if you have amazing clarity, you can have certainty. But if you have certainty, that doesn't mean that you have clarity. And there's a huge difference in thinking. So then when we think about certainty, we need to understand that our certainty needs to come from clarity and not from stubbornness, not from believing and hoping for the best. I think that this is an amazing topic. Really asking ourselves, am I determined or am I stubborn? And it might be that you need to develop determination and remove stubbornness. Or maybe you said, okay, I'm already good. But knowing where you're at, I think this is essential. And this is, again, awareness and getting understanding where your weak are, where your weaknesses are, where your strengths. Because as I said, This was my part of my weaknesses. I had a lot of determination, but I had a lot of stubbornness as well. I need to really learn how to remove the stubbornness out of myself to become a better person. And I could evolve to becoming better version every single day. So I hope you choose to win and see you tomorrow.